Today we will discuss cerebrospinal fluid. In this topic we will discuss what is cerebrospinal fluid, which is also called CSF, how CSF is produced and distributed, how it is drained into venous system. We will discuss step by step. Our first point is what is cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid is a specialized type of fluid produced by choroidal plexus. CSF present within the central nervous system, means in the ventricles and around the central nervous system. Its mean in the subarachnoidal space. Cerebrospinal fluid is a clear, odorless and colorless fluid. It acts as a protective fluid and shock absorber. Second point was how cerebrospinal fluid is produced and how it is distributed in the central nervous system and around the central nervous system. Let's start with coronal section of brain. This is the coronal section of brain. These are cerebral hemisphere. You can see this one and this one are two cerebral hemisphere. This is brainstem, this is pons, this is medulla, and onward medulla spinal cord starts. Brain and spinal cord surrounded by meninges, which are three connective tissue layers. Deep to superficial, there are three meningeal layers. Deepest layer is pia mater. Let's draw pia mater, the deepest layer of meninges. This is the deepest layer is pia mater. You can see in a black color. Next to pia mater is arachnoid mater. This is arachnoid layer. The space between the arachnoid mater and pia mater is called subarachnoidal space. This is subarachnoidal space. Next to arachnoid mater there is dura mater, which consists of two layers. Inner layer is called meningeal layer or dural layer and outer layer is called periosteum layer. This is dura mater. Dura mater in the region of brainstem. It is brainstem. In the region of brainstem, dura mater form a fold. These folds are called tentorium cerebelli, and it continues upward, and when it reaches at the upper pole or upper edge of cerebral hemisphere, its two layers significantly separated from each other and form a triangular space. At the upper pole, dural matter form a triangular space or cavity. This cavity or space is called dural venous sinus or superior sagittal sinus. Arachnoid matter pass through the pores into the superior sagittal sinus and form a fingers-like projection. This is arachnoid matter. This arachnoid matter passes through the pores which are present in the walls of superior sagittal sinus or dural venous sinus, and after entering into superior sagittal sinus it forms a fingers-like projection like this. You can see in the superior sagittal sinus arachnoid matter form a finger-like projections. In this cerebral hemisphere there are two thalamus or thalami. These are thalami present in the cerebral hemisphere just above the brainstem. This is brainstem. Cerebral hemisphere has two thalami just above the brainstem. Lateral side of both thalami have fluid-filled cavities on lateral side. These fluid-filled cavities on the lateral side of thalami are called lateral ventricles. Between the thalami there is also another fluid-filled cavity which is called third ventricle. This is third ventricle. Lateral ventricle opens into third ventricle via foramen which is called foramen Monro. These openings are called foramen Monro. The roof of third ventricle have a tube-like cavity called cerebral aqueduct or cavity of midbrain. In the pons, the cerebral aqueduct start expanding like this. This opening is called foramen Lashka. This is the central canal coming from spinal cord. And in this way fourth ventricle is formed. There are four ventricles of brain. These two ventricles are lateral ventricles. This is third ventricle and this is fourth ventricle. All the ventricles or superior sagittal sinus lined by endothelial cells. The walls of ventricle have choroidal plexus. This is the choroidal plexus present on the roof of third ventricle. This is choroidal plexus and these are choroidal plexus. Choroidal plexus produce cerebrospinal fluid. Let's analyze the choroidal plexus. For example, we are enlarging this choroidal plexus. This is the lateral ventricle. This is the foramen Monro and this is the wall of lateral ventricle. On the wall of lateral ventricle there is choroidal plexus. This choroidal plexus is lined by specialized ependymal cell. These are specialized ependymal cell. Let's further enlarge this portion. Choroidal plexus consists of choroidal artery, choroidal capillaries and choroidal vein. This is choroidal artery. These are choroidal capillaries and this is choroidal vein, and this is lined by specialized ependymal cell. When blood enters into choroidal plexus, then cerebrospinal fluid is produced. The choroidal plexus in the lateral ventricle produce CSF in lateral ventricles. When these lateral ventricle fills completely, then CSF through foramen Monro moves into third ventricle. From third ventricle it moves through cerebral aqueduct into fourth ventricle. In fourth ventricle there is also choroidal plexus which produce cerebrospinal fluid and then it goes downward into spinal cord. There are two foramen Lashka in fourth ventricle and one more foramen is present medially. This foramen is called foramen Magendie. Like four ventricles, there are four foramens, means four type. 2 foramen Monera, 2 foramen Leschka, and 1 foramen Magendie. Foramen Monera allows CSF to move into third ventricle, and these three foramen Leschka and foramen Magendie allow cerebrospinal fluid to move out of central nervous system into subarachnoidal space. This is arachnoid matter, and this space is called subarachnoidal space. After moving out from central nervous system, CSF moves downward, and it also moves upward like this. It moves upward on both sides and enter the arachnoidal finger-like projection. These arachnoidal finger-like projections are called arachnoidal villi. Let's enlarge these arachnoidal villi. These arachnoidal villi lined by endothelial cells. These villi allow CSF to move from subarachnoidal space into superior sagittal sinus. These villi act as one way. It means they allow only CSF to move from subarachnoidal space into superior sagittal sinus. It doesn't allow CSF to move from superior sagittal sinus to subarachnoidal space. Our third point was how CSF drained into venous system. Look here, when CSF moves from subarachnoidal space into superior sagittal sinus, from superior sagittal sinus, CSF moves through a number of sinuses, then finally reached into jugular foramen. From jugular foramen, it enters the internal jugular vein and then return to blood. In this way, cerebrospinal fluid is produced, distributed, and become a part of venous blood. An adult healthy person contains 90 to 150 milliliter of CSF. 25 ml of this present in ventricles, remaining present in the subarachnoidal space. Although 400 to 500 milliliter is produced daily. This was the complete discussion of cerebrospinal fluid.